everyone, welcome back to the channel. This week we've got something fun lined up, and that would be a little something for Legion, and it's a proxy, and you can't buy it. You can only get it printed, or you might be able to find it somewhere on the internet. I'm not sure, but that would be Admiral Trench. This guy is probably one of my favorite villains from the Clone Wars. Besides General Grievous, he's probably my favorite from the Clone Wars. But Admiral Trench in the invisible hand, you saw the picture of it in the background that I have set up. You'll be able to see it. I've got a cool little background set up. But anyway, this is a fun little paint. So sit back and enjoy this one. You probably won't get a hold of this model, but if you do, you paint it up. And this one is actually the version before he was almost killed. So because there's two versions of Admiral Trench. There's Admiral Trench. You have a version which is the normal version, and then you have the bionic. He blew half of his body off, and now it's all bionic. Anyway, you can go check it out in the Clone Wars. Him and Anakin go back and forth. Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. I'll see you guys in there.
Fire all forward cannons. Cut off those Republic supply ships. Separate them from their escort cruisers. I smell fear, and it smells good.
Alright, here we go. Something a little different. Admiral Trench from the Clone Wars. This is a proxy I picked up a little while back, and I put him on this cool base. And I just been waiting to paint this guy, and I thought, you know what, here's the opportunity, let's just knock it out. You know what, Admiral Trench overview for this guy. Species, he's a Harch, a spider-like species with 6 arms, mandibles, and a multi-eyed face. Homeworld, Secundus Ando. Affiliations, Separatist Alliance, Confederacy, and Independent System. Role, Admiral of the Separatist Navy. This guy, man, let's see, some of his key traits here are he's a tactical genius. Trench was renowned for his brilliant naval strategies, often outmaneuvering Republic forces. Yeah, that's the ship right behind it, the invisible hand. That's what I came up with here, or what the AI came up with, as close as I could get there. Intimidating appearance, his arachnid form, deep growing voice, and cybernetic enhancement make him a fearsome presence. This one particular doesn't have the particular cyber enhancements because this was before his ship was blown up. So this is pre-blown up. Later, he's almost dead, pretty much presumed dead, but he comes back and his entire half of his body is bionic. But this is the version before. Let's see. Survivor Trench is presumed dead after the battle early in the war, but resurfaces with cybernetic implants and more dangerous than ever. Right, just what I was saying, exactly. Signature weapon, his flagship is the Invisible class Dreadnought, equipped with a massive ion cannon. This guy, he's brutal. Go check him out in the Clone Wars. I think I've got some more facts on that later on, and I'll tell you which particular episodes he's in. So for this guy, the pre-explosion is a blue outfit, and I'm going to use the ultramarine blue from Procreal on this one, and I'm going to paint his entire coat, and then we'll do some blending with the faded ultramarine. I'll do the mix of both, do some highlighting, and go from there. And then obviously, let's see, his arms will be a type of brown, probably a dark umber and an umber. Let's see. He's got those the symbols on his coats will be a faded white of sorts, probably just this with a little bit of ivory. Other than that, he's got some red eyes that we're going to have to focus on. And I thought for fun that we would do some OSL down here. See where these bright sections are? I used the white ink to highlight those areas a little more. So we're going to put some colors in there. Maybe a red or a green, maybe a blue. We'll see. Anyway, we're going to do some OSL, and it'll just barely come up onto his jacket just to give it some fun effects. All right, so there's the map. We've got it down. All right, let's do it. All right, just before we start here, I wanted to show you some references that I grabbed. This is actually from the Star Wars game. I actually have those cards. This is pretty cool. But this is the blue outfit before his bionics were put on. And if you can see right here, this right here, he turns, when he has all this bionics on this side, he turns he changes the color of his uniform. But this is what we're going for right here. This particular blue, it's got this orange trim, and we're going to use some cool Nova orange from Procreal. Bam, right there. But yeah, this is going to be quick. Should be. I say that every time, and then it turns out to be a a long video. It's not going to do that this time. So this is what we're going for here. Couple representations. See, right there, looking pretty sharp. All right, so let's get the blue going. Let's do it. I took a little bit of rubber and I mixed it in with this blue to give it a little bit of dark. Normally I do a darker blue under the blue I'm doing, but I didn't do that this time. I just went with the straight color that I wanted to, the base color, and now I'm going back and just darkening the shadows with a little bit of that blue and rubber. And you can see right under here where it's just a little bit darker. I don't know if you can see that. You can zoom in just a little bit. You can see it's just a little bit darker. Anyway, just wanted to show you that. Getting the crevices underneath, under the arms. Right there. Perfect. Alright, here are the colors we're going to use for his fur. I'm going to do a base of dark umber. I'll do a little mixture of light umber and dark umber for a mid-tone, and then I will use bone and umber to, you know, do some little lines to give it the fur look. You know, let's take my brush right here, dry it off, and just kind of, right, push down on it. And on his head, we're going to do the same thing with the lightest color, just to give it, and then definitely on all of the fur here, we'll dark umber and we'll highlight all the highlights. This is really simple stuff. I love this. This is a great sculpt. So okay, so dark umber. I'm going to wait on the highlights for the jacket. Well, I'm going to get the umber down so I can see where I am, because I've got these have got to be white. So anyway, I digress here. I go a little too far. So the next color, we're going to do a base of dark umber on all of the fur. All right, let's do it. All right, there we go. Base colors all down, man, looking really good. Except for the base, I'm gonna do that with a dark metallic. I'm just gonna do that all over. Even the bar here, I'm gonna do that with a dark metallic. Super easy. I'm gonna do the pipes. Actually, I may just leave the pipes alone, and then I'll get the airbrush out later once that's done. And then I'll highlight a little bit of, you know, some silver just to give it a little pop. But yeah, that's so bases are down. Alright, so we're pretty much done with all of the colors except for the armbands and the jacket, right? Everything else is pretty much done except for a wash. So, but I've got to do the wash in the little tiny colors. Sometimes that wash tends to pool that out in the crevices, and I don't want it to just gets all chalky. So what I'm going to do to make a long story short here is I'm just going to hit it with some ultra matte varnish real quick. Pop, cover a couple areas just to protect the paint job, you know, and then again we'll do it at the end to seal the whole thing. All right, let's do it. Almost there. He's pretty much done except for a couple little things. We got to finish that base up, get a couple little highlights, and then don't forget we got to get that OSL on the side, and then pretty much what's left is just the wash. Some wash in some key areas to make things blend together and separate some colors is really going to help. So that's about it. This guy's pretty much there. What a cool model. Man, I really like that jacket. That orange and blue is terrific. All right, so let's get on with the wash on the base. No. The highlight on the base with the silver, and then I'm going to get with the wash on the guy. All right, let's do it. Well, there you have it, guys. Admiral Trench. You know, for a proxy for Legion, if you can come up with some stats, you know what? Maybe I'll find some stats and I'll put them in the description. But I don't think there's any stats for him. So you just kind of gotta maybe pick a character or one of the leaders and kind of switch them out and maybe give them a little something. If you guys into that type of Star Wars Legion and you got your own little proxy rules going on. But anyway, this one was mainly just for fun. I love this character, the invisible hand, his ship, and his tactics, and just I love the back and forth with him and Anakin in this. And I said that before, but this what a fun little model, and I love this. Maybe I'd like to actually get a you know, the part of the bionic one where he's got it all, but that would be pretty cool, and then I could have both versions for myself. You know, it'll probably never see the table, but anyway, what fun, guys. Please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel, and I'll catch you next week.
Fire all forward cannons! Cut off those Republic supply ships! Separate them from their escort cruisers! I smell fear, and it smells